Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, wherever you are in the world. Yes, this is Tony, the Self-Care Maven. Thank you for returning back to my channel. As I promised on Instagram and some other platforms of mine, I am undergoing a journey for myself and with my clients. For those of you who follow me, I am the Self-Care Maven. I help Black women over 40 reclaim their health, wellness, and autonomy through adaptive self-care strategies. I work specifically with Black women and women of color, although I do cater to women in general, right? So today's video is just sharing a little bit of my decompression and self-care, a vacay, if you will, because I want us to remember, and if you don't know, going on vacation is not necessarily relaxation and things of that nature. It all depends on how you utilize it, what your intent behind that vacation is, because in a lot of instances, a lot of people go, especially people from North America, they go on vacation and they come back from vacation and they literally need a vacation from the vacation, right? So that's why I want to specifically call this a self-care vacation, if you will, which means it's geared towards one, decompressing, being mindful, recalibrating my nervous system, because anyone who works in a capitalistic society, especially in the West, that's very hyper capitalist, very exploitative. And for Black women and women of color, that also means dealing with different forms of institutional racism and discrimination. And so that takes a toll on us mentally, physically, and emotionally, as well as spiritually. And so that's why when I say a self-care vacation, I mean exactly that. It's catering to self, renewing, healing, whatever that looks like. It's also bringing your toolkit, your self-care toolkit, along with you for that particular journey. Now, if you don't know what a self-care toolkit, you're in the right place. I am the Self-Care Maven. I do create adaptive self-care strategies specifically for women over 40, Black women over 40, and women of color. And that is because our type of self-care, when we go into reparative works and healing and things of that nature, there are additional components that we have to incorporate because of the environments in which we exist. Now, that's not to say women in general don't have discrimination and patriarchy beating down on them, but when it comes to Black women and women of color, that is 10x to the max. For Black women, it's extremely damaging and stressful. And it doesn't matter what demographic, what socioeconomical class you come from. This is the reality, the lived reality of 99.99% of Black women living in North America and the West in general. We also know that anti-Blackness is a thing, and it is global. There is misogyny and misogynoir, patriarchy, all of those ugly things that tie into the complexities that we have to navigate as women. And so my self-care journey for this season is for me to do a lot of reparative and restorative work, but it's also, I'm not spilling all the tea, but it's also related to client opportunities as well. And that had a lot to do with why I chose this particular location. I found Mexico to be my happy place. By and large, I love the weather, I love the climate, I love the food, and I love the people. And in my journeys across different locations within Mexico, because Mexico is a huge country and it has a lot of culture and a lot of food, culture, aesthetics that vary depending on what region of Mexico you're in. I'm currently in the Yucatan, and I found this to be my happy place because I have a number of interests that are tied to this to this place, and it's been part of almost a spiritual journey. Not almost, yes, it has been a part of my spiritual journey as well, because I feel like I'm coming full circle in terms of what my interest in, where my interest and passions lay. Even in my, background in biological and social cultural anthropology, although I am, fully honed and immersed in the health and wellness industry. I work as a professional in that capacity as well. But this has just been the perfect synergy and mix of everything that I love, and I've been reclaiming, not trying to, but actually actively reclaiming, restitching, reforming. And so I wanted to encourage every Black woman out there, regardless of what age you are, particularly my sisters over 40, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you can't make a change, I'm here to tell you that you can. I followed a number of Black female creators who live specifically in Mexico, but not just in Mexico. There are some that live in Western Europe, some that live in other parts of the Americas. And that same awakening, that same passion, that same rejuvenation, I've witnessed in them. And they come from all social economic swatches of space and lived experiences. And so I want to encourage every Black woman out there to make 2024 the year that you return to self, that you reclaim self, and you really actively pursue that. And don't get caught up in the distractions of what's currently happening in the US and in the West in general, and the world at large. Yes, be mindful of the suffering of others. Yes, let's be global citizens and do what we can to alleviate the suffering of others. But I'm here to tell you that my days as a Black woman suffering on the front lines and sacrificing till there's nothing left of me on the front lines ended December 31st, 2023. And that should be the case for you as well. It's time for us to reclaim self. It's time for us to put ourselves first, our health, our wellness, our lives, our passions, our wants and desires. It's time to put that first. And no, it is not wrong. No, you are not wrong. If anyone, because take it from one who's, had those accusations leveled at her in spite of what I have, how many years of my life and how many women in my bloodline have dedicated years of their lives to, I've still gotten that kind of response. And at some point, you've got to be willing to be the villain in someone else's story. So that's the tea. The tea is I'm making some new and exciting connections here, and new and exciting things are going to be on offer for all of my clients and potential clients. If you want to work with me, it is possible. Just, go to freedomatthecrossroads.com, book a session with me, or you can also message me as well there, or leave a comment in the at the bottom of the video. And I will actually at the end of this video enclose a link for you to book a one-on-one call if you want to talk to me and strategize how you can make this happen for you. We can talk about it. But by and large, this tea is free. This channel is free. Please subscribe and follow me here on YouTube, as well as Tonya Taria Health on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, and let's talk, let's build community, because I want you to do you, and to live and love and rest. It is time for Black women to get beyond survival mode and to start thriving. And that means in all areas of your lives. in terms of finances, in terms of security, in terms of health, in terms of wellness, in terms of love and community, family. It's time. And it's time to take the leap and leave the crazy behind, because the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Toxic relationships, toxic environments, toxic connections, all of those things keep you bound, desperate, in survival mode, and your nervous system hyper activated, which often and most of the time leads to chronic illness, mental health issues, and the list goes on and on. So sis, it's time to stop. And welcome to my channel. My name is Tonya, and I am the self-care maven, helping women, Black women, look better, feel better without the pressure of other people's expectations, helping you get off the altar of other people's expectations and learn to get beyond survival mode, because sis, that's no longer our mission. The mission has changed in 2024. Until next time, follow. And yes, this is me live in the morning with my cup of tea, no filter.